Hello and welcome to IPO Watch. Rush of IPOs continues, and today we are going to talk about Go Fashion's IPO. Go Fashions is one of the largest women bottom wear brand in India. Go Fashions operates under Go Colors brand. Issue opens for subscription on November 17th and will close on November 22nd. The price band is 655 to 690 rupees per share. The offer comprises a fresh issue of rupees 125 crores and an offer for sale by promoters and investors. If we talk about the company has been doing well, and because of the COVID crisis, the company has slipped into losses, but it is expected that companies would bounce back smartly. Joining me now is Mr. Gautam Saraogi, Executive Director and CEO, Go Fashions India. Welcome, Mr. Saraogi.
Thanks, Gitu.
Tell us something about the main objective of the IPO and also about the business model that you follow.
Yeah, sure, Gitu. So, Gitu, we have a very unique business model. We identified this space in 2010, 2011, this niche space of women's bottom wear. And when we explored, we started with women's bottom wear. We started with, initially we started with a couple of products. And over the last 10 years, we've scaled these two products to about a product portfolio, about 50 products in 100 plus shades, and evolved into a complete ladies bottom wear brand. So very niche space. We are a very direct to consumer brand, and being not completely orthodox, we've gone through the EBO route, where we've gone ahead and opened more than 450 stores across 118 cities, where we are able to have a direct connect with the consumer. And we have built ourselves as a direct to consumer. We have built ourselves as a direct to consumer brand. Okay. So during this last 10 years, we have two partners, Sequoia and ICICI Venture, who have been great support pillars for us. We see this IPO as a great opportunity for the company to go to the next level. We feel this IPO is going to give us great visibility. We have been growing at a CAGR of more than 30% consistently every year. We feel this is the right time to go public and take the company to the next level. So the objective of the business is we are raising about 125 crores of primary, which is going to be rolled out for new issue of about 120 EBOs we are going to be opening. And there'll be a component used for working capital as well.
Mr. Saraogi, during the COVID crisis that we all went through, the business models have been changing and it's becoming more online activity than, people going to stores for buying the product. So what is the kind of investments that you plan for as far as the technology upgradation is concerned? And are you also intending to tie up with some of the, big online companies for the sale of your product?
Yeah, sure. So actually, very interesting question, Gitu. This is because we have seen there is a very big shift post-COVID, post the first wave and second wave. A lot of customers are moving online for convenience buying. Yes. And because we've always been a direct-to-consumer brand through our EBO network, we have a direct customer connect. So we have seen a big improvement in our online sales in the last 1.5 years. Now, as a company, what we are doing is we are investing a lot of time, effort, and money in building an omni-channel strategy for the company, where we will be able to integrate the online channel and our physical stores and bring out a complete omni-channel experience for the customer.
Okay. So, that you're tying up with for that, or is it that you are going on your own?
Sorry, can you come again, please?
Are you tying up with some of the online?
So currently we are selling very well on our website. We are also part of the important marketplaces as well, all the marketplaces. So we are doing pretty well from the marketplaces.
Okay.
So it's going to be a combination of marketplace and our website moving forward.
So what is the kind of spend that you do on the technology as of now?
See, currently our spends on technology are pretty decent. We keep investing over time. We have invested. We very early on in our working, we implemented a very strong ERP ahead of time, and we've always been implementing on technology. It's not a significant spend, but we have been investing on technology over the years.
Talking about the new store addition, which tier cities that you would be targeting, the metros, or you will go to tier 2 and tier 3 cities too?
Sure. So Gitu, I'll take this opportunity to explain where we are present and what is going to be the future strategy. See, we've always believed growing our stores, we've always followed a cluster-based expansion model. we feel this cluster-based expansion model gives us a very good brand recall in the minds of customers. So I'll give you an example. Out of the 450 stores what we have, 60% of the 450 stores are located in the top 8 cities. So like a Mumbai would be having more than 50 stores, a Bangalore would be having more than 40 stores. So we, rather than spreading ourselves thin, we like going deep in one territory so that a customer sees us in different touch points in the city.
Okay.
So right now our focus is not only to grow in tier 1 and tier 2, where we are already having very strong presence, but we are also going to be growing in tier 3 and tier 4. So the expansion is going to be a combination of all 4 tiers. And our price point, I mean, we have the right pricing in place. So our price points caters to all customers in India. So for us, we feel we will not have a resistance when we go to tier 4 and tier 5.
Mm-hmm. Talking about this niche segment that you are into, ladies, bottom wear apparel, have you ever thought about, getting into a vertical which would give a complete, apparel? I mean, it's a very niche segment. And the vertical that you are into, any plans of expanding it further? I mean, getting into a kurta wear or something like that?
Well, Geetu, not really, because see, we've always been very focused on bottom wear. And this market is huge. We just have a 8% market share in the branded space. There's a very long runway for growth. It's a very strong core essential category, and we feel we want to stay focused on bottom wear even in the years to come. See, I mean, rather than digressing ourselves into different verticals, we want to focus in one vertical, in one niche category, and make it very large. So sorry, please.
Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, so we feel focusing on one thing without digressing will give us the best results.
Mm-hmm. The share of organized retailing within women apparel has increased from 19% in FY15 to 27% in FY20. This is the research data that I'm sharing with you, and is expected to reach to 42% by FY25. How do you see Go Fashion's placed for this huge opportunity?
See, so that's I think this is one thing, Geetu, which we saw very early on in life, early on in the stage of the company, where we felt that organized retail, branded retail is the future of India. So that's why we went through the EBO route, and now we have also been focusing on online, because organized retail is here to stay. So the share of organized retail will keep increasing, and because we are a 100% organized retail brand, we'll have that huge upside in our journey in the years to come.
Mm-hmm. Till now, you have been growing organically only, Mr. Saraogi?
No, we are growing organically. Our current stores are having a very good, healthy rate of same-store sales growth, which is greater than 10%. But we are also adding new stores. See, we feel that India is very large, and we are just having 450 stores right now. We have an opportunity where we can take this 450 stores to probably 2,000 stores in the years to come. So we are adding about 120 to 150 stores every year. So it's a combination of organic and inorganic. So we are adding more stores. And from an organic perspective, our same-store sales growth is already very healthy. The reason the same-store sales growth is so good, because there is a very big shift from unorganized to organized, which you rightly mentioned.
Mm-hmm. How do you source these? I mean, do you have your own manufacturing units?
So, Geetu, we don't have our own manufacturing. We feel having own manufacturing in retail is not the right way to go about it. We feel as a company, we should be able to outsource it at the best price for the best quality. So we feel that we don't want to get into manufacturing even in the years to come. Mm-hmm. We have a very good design team of about 10 to 12 designers in our Chennai head office. They study the market, they study what competition is doing, they study the other peers in the industry. We develop products. We have developed many innovative products over the years, which has worked very well for us. So the design team, the product development team are fully focused on the job of introducing new products, understanding the colors of the season, and then implementing the same.
How about the quality issue? I mean, how do you make it possible that the quality that you buy for the customers is the right one?
So Geetu, it's... Yeah. So see, very rightly you asked, see, as far as quality is concerned, it's a very, very difficult and challenging task for any retail brand, right? So we spend a lot of time with our suppliers. Okay. We add a supplier in the initial years. We keep working with them, grow volumes. So over a period of time, the suppliers, the quality of the suppliers gets sustained.
Okay.
And also there is a certain component where we buy our raw materials directly from fabric suppliers, which helps us to control the fabric quality. So these quality checks and measures, what we have, helps us to keep the quality of the product consistent as far as the customer is concerned.
Go Fashions posted a loss of around 3.54 crores in the financial year FY21, impacted by COVID crisis. Everybody was impacted. So what is expected now?
We are looking a very sharp bounce back, Gitu. I mean, I won't be able to talk about future numbers, but currently what we are seeing in FY22, the rebound post second wave has been very, very strong. The encouraging part is online has done very well for us, but physical retail has come back with a real bang. So we are seeing our old numbers coming back very soon, if not better.
Mr. Saraogi, would you be focusing on the domestic market only, or would you be getting into the exports also in terms of markets which are our neighboring countries?
Well, Gitu, I think India is a very large country. And like you had asked me the earlier question about looking at different verticals, right? So this is also a similar question. We would like to stay focused on ladies' bottom wear and India. Because India has a huge growth story ahead. And we feel if we are able to ride that wave, nothing like it. So I think our focus right now is going to be only India.
The kind of product that you sell, Mr. Saraogi, that needs quite a bit of advertising. I mean, the awareness among the people that this brand exists and the kind of, mentality that Indian females have is like exploring. So what is the kind of ad spends that you have currently, and what is that you are targeting, how much increase that you are targeting in coming quarters and years?
Sure. So Gitu, I'll tell you, our biggest advertising and branding assets, which are kind of intangible, are our own stores. So I think most of our advertising happens indirectly through our own stores. We have stores present in high streets, we have present in malls, we are present in airports. I think the brand recall, what we are able to create in the offline world through our EBOs is, you can't quantify it. It is just amazing. In fact, we as a company have always chosen prime locations in high streets, prime locations in malls and airports so that customers don't miss us. So a lot of our offline advertising is taken care through our own stores and EBO route. Whereas today, a lot of advertising has moved to the digital world. So we are doing a lot of digital advertising through social media and through influencers. We are building a real brand equity there. So on an average, we spend about 2 to 3% of our revenue on advertising.
Okay.
And we feel that is going to be the same trend even moving forward.
Okay. What are the margins that you're working on, Mr. Saraogi?
Margins, so margins, we have very healthy margins, Gitu. If I take pre-pandemic, we were able to have a 60% gross margin in our business. Okay. We were able to deliver a 32% EBITDA margin business as far as the company is concerned. And we were able to translate those strong EBITDA margins into very strong PAT margins of about 13-14%. Okay. And I'll tell you why these margins are so strong in our business. Though we are at the right price, but our margins are really strong. It's because of the category of what bottom wear is. This niche category of bottom wear is a core essential product. More than 95% of our sales comes on full price through the year. And that's one of the reasons why this has translated into very strong gross margins, EBITDA and PAT.
But Mr. Saraogi, if we see at the online businesses, and there are kind of offers that they keep on coming out with, making it attractive for the buyers. So any promotional activity that you usually plan and expect to offer to the customers in coming say months or quarters?
Yeah, of course, Gitu. See, in fact, I'll give you a very good example. Usually during the festive quarter, there are many times when we roll out a different bill basket related offers at our stores, which works very well. So those are not product-led discounts. Just to get the customer to buy more quantity, we have done a lot of promotion level at a bill level and a basket level, which has worked the company in a very big way. But that's a very small portion, but it has helped us during the festive quarter.
Thank you, Mr. Saraogi, for your time. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank
and
you, Gitu.
Wish all the best for your forthcoming IPO.
Thank you, Gitu. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all related documents carefully before investing.